John Leskier of Lesk Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. First of all, let me thank you for your incredible support. The viewership is just growing all the time. The subscriptions are growing. Many of you are donating broadheads for me to test, and I really appreciate that. Please share this channel with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the little notification bell so you can get a message every time a new broadhead test or other video comes out. I've got all kinds of different videos here on my channel. I've got my own bow hunts, plus a lot of broadhead tests and a lot of gear tests and bow tests as well. And then on a side note, I have another channel that's kind of my main job. I work as a pastor for the Des Moines Christian Church, and I've got a channel with all those video sermons as well. So if you're interested, you can check that out too. That's what I do most of the time. But just on the side, I do this bow hunting adventure channel. But today, I'm going to be testing another budget broadhead. This one is by Deepower. Deepower, you can only purchase them on Amazon. And you may have seen me test a couple other Deepower heads. They came out with a mechanical 2-blade, as well as a really incredible 3-blade, solid construction, solid steel head they came out with last year. And man, I couldn't believe how well that tested, especially for the price. But now they've just come out with a new one, and it's also a 3-blade, but it's a 3-blade vented replaceable blade model, and it's got a full 1¼ inch cut. So I'm really eager to put this head to the test. And for all my tests, I'm using my Bowtech SR6, set at 72 pounds, and I'm using Bishop FOC King Arrows for most of my tests, but then for the hard impact tests, I'm using the Bishop FAD eliminators because they're just so doggone durable. So let's zoom on in here and check out some of the design features and specifications of this broadhead and then put it to the test with all the tests that I'm using for 2021. Here's a good look at the Deepower, and you notice it's very similar to a Muzzy trocar. Some of the similarities are they're both all steel ferrule and steel blades, but the ferrule's a little bit narrower on the Deepower as opposed to the trocar, and it doesn't have an extra bolt locking the blades in place like the trocar does. But the Deepower actually has thicker blades. They're 0.037 inches thick by my measurements, as opposed to the trocar is 0.035 inches thick. And the cutting diameter is different. The Deepower has a wider cut at 1¼ inches, as opposed to 1 3/16 inches of the Muzzy trocar. Now, like I said, it's all steel. The ferrule is one piece, solid construction of 1144 steel, and the blades are 420 stainless steel. So I'm really eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. I'm going to be using all the tests that I'm doing for 2021, and if you want a detailed description of those, please read about them in the description box below this video. But let's see how this Deepower 1¼ inch performs. .225. It penetrated 7 1/4 inches. I want to show you the wound channel that's created by these offset blades. As you can see in the gel there's a rotation that's similar to the rotation caused by single bevel 2-blade heads. Offset blades do that same thing. So you're not only getting the 1¼ inch cutting diameter of the 3 blades, but you're also getting a rotation of those blades within a medium. .275. It penetrated through 61 layers. Here's the head after 5 shots through the steel plate, and man, it held up really well. I'm really impressed. The tip got slightly blunted, just in the very tippy tip, but it's still pretty sharp. And the blades held up very well. The edges, you can see some chatter on them. Actually, this one has very little chatter. The others have a little bit more, but just honestly, just even a slight chatter to those edges. And of course, it spins very well. Very impressive. Here you get another good look at the wound channel, this time in the 22 gauge steel plate. And you can see it's kind of the variety of a circular hole with 3 slits coming off of it. However, those are pretty big slits with a 1 1/4 inch cutting diameter. And you can also see the offset blades causing that rotation that's going to make that hole and those slits a bit more difficult to close up in an animal. So here's the head after impacting the concrete. And as you can see, it's in great shape. It spins very well. The tip is in really good shape, still pointy. It's got a bit of concrete fused to it there. The blades only impacted the concrete slightly, but they too are in very good shape. So what do you think of the Deepower 1 1/4 inch head? Man, this is another winner. And for the price, for it to perform as well as it did, man, it's an especially great winner. Love the cut size, love the flight, love the penetration, love the durability, love those offset blades and the rotation that you get with them. Check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most. And then if you're interested, check them out on Amazon. These really are an impressive broadhead. Again, especially in the budget price category. Great job, Deepower.